Okay, so quick update on the dump trailer. I think a lot of people saw a video I published, man, it's probably been several months now, where, the trailer tire got curbed and it blew out. So I'm swapping one of the tires out. My channel sponsor, etrailer.com, said, hey, you know what? We have tires, and we have a lot of tires for all sorts of different sizes of trailers, including J-load range tires, which is what we had on the trailer. So in front of you, you were looking at a Triangle brand. These are the TR685s regroovable tires. This is a radial tubeless tire, of course. J-load range and a 235/75 R17.5. So this is a massive tire. And to compare this to some of the upgraded tires that you see on large fifth wheels, typically it's going to be a 215/75 17.5, and this is a 235. So it's much wider in terms of the actual contact patch that's going to be on the road. Very, very heavy tire. Tire wheel combination together, I'm going to have to say, is probably about 130 pounds. A lot of tread in this, a lot of tread depth. And it should be a good tire, especially since this will be the new spare tire on the dump trailer. And the cool thing about buying them from eTrailer is that you can get the tire by itself, or you can get it already mounted to the rim. This is what it looks like. Very, very cool. And again, the whole point is to replace the tire that blew out on the dump trailer. Something else that my channel sponsor, etrailer.com, carries are tons of different types of tire covers. And that is really cool because there's always a need for tire covers whenever you have a trailer, an RV, or a vehicle that's going to be sitting stationary for a long period of time and having the tires exposed to all that UV light. They carry the Adco by Covercraft, which is a really, really reputable brand. This is their designer series, which has a bit more of a styling look to it. Heavy-duty flannel-backed vinyl. Help prevents the RV tire from blowouts, eliminates premature cracking of the sidewall, and easy to install with Velcro straps and grommets. So this company also makes RV covers as well. And again, this is part of their designer series. And they have it in all sorts of different sizes as well, for different sizes of tires that you may have on your RV. Plus a convenient fitment chart here for motorized units for diesel, bus, or bus chassis RVs. So that's really cool. But yeah, my channel sponsor carries all this stuff. If you're ever looking for accessories for your trailer, your RVs, replacement stuff, sinks, faucets, lighting, outside lighting, interior lighting, fixtures, all sorts of crazy things. If you're looking for leaf spring replacement, axle replacement, shackle strap hangers, all of that, brakes, disc brakes, drum brakes, my channel sponsor etrailer.com carries it all. Absolutely worth checking out. I have a list of a few things in the description of my videos that kind of takes you directly to certain sections of eTrailer if you're looking for certain things. But definitely go check them out. Again, they've been my channel sponsor for over 7 years. Absolutely phenomenal company. They consider all of their customers neighbors. So if you ever call them, you ever work with them, they're going to call you their neighbor. That's the type of respect they show their customers. They want to treat every customer as if they were a neighbor. Anyways, yeah, I'll put links in the description for all of this stuff. On to the video. So you gotta love a company that fully commits, and I gotta give a big shout out to my channel sponsor etrailer.com, because they are helping us upgrade and restore this old Wells Cargo concession trailer. This thing is super, super cool, but it needs a lot of work. I mean, it really needs a lot of work. We're gonna have to change a lot of things out. So the steel wheels that are on this trailer look absolutely horrible. The tires are delaminating and coming apart, detreading, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, they definitely need to be replaced. And I think everybody knows the process of changing a tire, so let's cut straight to it. And there it is. Check that out. Does that not look 100 times better? Plus, we got a new spare. So we put some Carrier Lodestar tires on here. These are E-load range. Absolutely more than enough for this specific setup. Again, the size 175/80/13 to replace these, which were on here. That was wrapped around the axle. Check it out. And then we have a nice high gloss black spare over here. The same Carrier Lodestar tire, except this one came with a D-load range. So a little bit heavier duty, not that it really matters ultimately with this size of trailer. What do you think? that makes a world of difference. Of course, this right here is going to have to be changed out with something a little bit more intentional versus a fence plank. That's going to make a big difference as well. But check it out. It's nice to have the trailer not leaning to one side anymore, and those wheels and tires look absolutely fantastic. Leave a comment below. I'd love to know what your thoughts are. So far, upgrade wise, we have the new Trailer Valet front tongue jack that is also power drill compatible. So you take this out, you put the adapter on there, and you can crank it up and down with the power drill, which is really nice, especially when you're breaking down after a long day of working in the food truck or trailer. And then we have the new wheels and tires on here. Now, I might need to order some center caps, or maybe not. Without ordering them, it actually makes them a little bit more serviceable. While I had the wheel off, I was actually inspecting the leaf spring hangers as well as the leaf springs just to make sure that nothing was rusted or broken through. They all have surface rust on them, but they're not broken through, which is really nice. So that's a really, really good thing. There's a interesting strap that's underneath there. I got to figure out what that's being used for, because I don't know at this moment, and it may play an important role. I may need to replace it and figure out exactly why that's there. But new tires, always a good upgrade to do, and one that definitely makes this trailer look better. I might take the wheels back off and actually hit those drums with a nice coat of black paint. But yeah, that looks 100 times better, and it's definitely moving along. We have a lot of projects left for this thing, so now is an absolutely fantastic time to subscribe to the channel. Okay, so now that we have the wheels and tires upgraded, brand new wheels and tires, that is absolutely awesome. They're aluminum, they look great. I have a couple questions for you all, my viewers, because I need some feedback and I want to know kind of what direction to go next. So all of the lighting on this trailer, every light on this trailer will be replaced with an LED light. All new housings, all new enclosures, everything. So we're already going to be tackling that. I'm anticipating that we're probably going to paint the top black. We may see if we can get away with a wrap or maybe just logos over this. The red only looks bad because the black is so oxidated up there. It looks like somebody hit it with a can of rattle spray paint. Aside from that, I need to figure out where I'm going to mount the spare. This is not a good spot for it because that's essentially where you're going to want to put all your supplies that you take out with you whenever you're going to set up. So you typically might have your propane tanks there, your generator, things like that. So I don't want to take up too much space there. If I come up with an innovative solution to be able to mount the spare tire next to things, well, that might fit in, but I definitely want a dedicated place to put the spare tire, and I don't want it on the back either. So either we find a way to hang it up here, maybe we create some type of a straddle off of the side of it once we figure out where we're going to put propane and storage and all that stuff up front. So I want your feedback on what direction we should go with this. Now, there's a lot of different things we can do. Once we get the wiring figured out, I don't know if you saw in the previous video where I talked about wiring, there is a wiring mess going on here, and we got to get it figured out. Basically, the 7-way connector, if that's what it indeed had been removed and replaced with some different wiring. The wiring is going through the frame rail, so I suspect it could be the OEM wiring. I'm not sure, but the challenge we run into, just by looking at it, is this relatively hard piece of plastic. I mean, this honestly seems like the type of plastic you'd put on like one of those home irrigation systems for your main water lines. Was wrapped around this wiring, which is going into this frame rail, and this is how it terminates. So I have 4 leads here. The original plug was ripped off and we don't have access to that, so that's why I can't reference off of that. And then I have this here. There was a trailer breakaway right here, so this obviously had trailer brakes functional at some point, and it does have drums on it, so we know that this has trailer brakes, but I don't know what wires do what here, and I'm gonna have to probe them out to figure out what turns on what. I don't even know if the clearance lights or the tail lights actually work on this trailer, so there's a lot of exploring we're gonna have to do to kind of figure out what's going on here, especially with this wiring. This is probably the most critical element to it now. Once we figure this out, we can ensure that the trailer brakes are working, we can hang a battery box on here, we can do a lot of different things, but it's very difficult to do those things right now with the cabling in the condition it's at because we can't tow it. Now, the other thing that I realized was the cable that I saw underneath the trailer on this side I was telling you all about. There's a strap, not a cable, I'm sorry. There's a ratchet strap under there. And the reason why that's there is because one of the back jack legs, there's 2 stabilizing jacks on the back. It doesn't have any more spring tension to it anymore, so they were cable strapping it up, and it just keeps it from dragging on the ground. But that said, I mean, this thing has certainly seen better days. The paint job on it, I don't know if that was ever done professionally or if somebody just hit it with enough spray paint that it coated it. But it's not horrible. I mean, the paint job's not horrible. Again, once we get that top repainted, I think it's going to look really good. Let's come around here to the back. So from the back, it has these lights. They're all incandescent. I'm going to rip them all out and replace them with new lighting. What else do we have going on here? Last time it was registered was in 2020, and it's been sitting, I think, ever since. And the name on the side here said Texas Cool Kids Concession. So it's been a while since this thing actually has been in service, and it's going to take a lot of love. You kind of wonder sometimes how stuff like this gets beaten up. Is it because they move it around trees and stuff like that? I mean, I really don't know. But this right here actually looks like a drip edge from a home that was just screwed in place. And if we do want to replace that, that would probably be pretty simple just to unscrew it, because it just looks like there are Phillips head self-tapping screws holding that in. So if we wanted to get rid of that, throw a new one up there, kind of act as a gutter, we could easily do that. It doesn't leak, so that's also nice. But again, a lot of work to be done. Replacing lighting, getting all this stuff scraped off, just making it look functional and good again, because this thing has certainly had a very, very long, hard life. Anyways, leave a comment below. Leave some suggestions, some ideas on how you think we should approach this. You know, once we get the cabling fixed and the lighting fixed, we'll at least have something that we can tow. We'll have something that we can take out, which is going to be nice, because if we need to get work done somewhere else off-site, that's definitely going to help us out and make things more convenient. But again, drop a comment below. I would love to know your opinion. I would love to know your feedback. And start throwing ideas as far as food truck names, because Luis probably could use the help. I know he probably has his own names, but there's always cool suggestions in the comment section. And if you all have a cool suggestion that I can run by him, I'm sure he'd appreciate it. Anyways, guys, I sure hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon. Those wheels look absolutely fantastic on here. Boy, it made such a big difference.